Guys, welcome to Zege,
your lunch hour. And today, we only have one topic today.
Yeah.
It's just about sex. I think, music videos and movies.
I think mine was in school.
Did they tell you guys about it? Like, how did they introduce it to you?
Yeah, it was like a sex ed course. Like the boys were split,
Oh gosh.
the girls were split.
How old are
They
you
always
guys
do that.
in that class?
It was fifth grade.
Okay, so about
Maybe I knew about it beforehand from movies and whatnot, but I
Right.
didn't necessarily know what exactly happened.
Okay.
You know, you had to have sex to have babies.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Boys thing and a girls thing go together.
Yeah, that's all you kind of like. You just thought maybe they had to touch.
And everyone
Baby.
was like really freaked out about it. I remember my biology teacher, she was like, the penis, and she was like doing this. She was like, the penis is like an inside out vagina.
Oh, that's how she described it.
An inside out vagina. Which is basically more or less not very true.
For me in school, we didn't even have a sex ed class. Like, we had a biology class that talked about what intercourse was. Like, it wasn't really about, like, basically about how you can get pregnant, that sort of thing. But it wasn't like, okay, these are the steps you should take in order to avoid pregnancy. Like, it was just about how a baby was made. That's it. Like a zygote, that sort of thing. Like, real biological
Right.
terms.
We were taught more so for like abstinence is key. Like
Okay.
that was the route for you to go by.
And
Not
then abstinence for how long? Until you're married?
Until
that
you're
was
married.
that was the talk?
Yeah, definitely. The lady came in with a box of Smarties.
Mm-hmm.
And she was shaking it. She was like, you see this box of Smarties? It's so full. There's so many Smarties in it. And then she was like, having sex as a woman, it's like giving one Smartie to everybody. And if you keep giving out your Smarties, eventually, and then she put everything out of the box. She was like, eventually your box is going to be empty. Dude, I was traumatized. I was like, I'm not giving my
How old
Smarties
are
to
you?
nobody.
How
That was
old?
grade 6.
Oh my gosh. But then, like, here, sex is taboo.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because it's such a natural thing. It happens naturally, and the fact that kids, especially African kids, feel embarrassed or they feel uncomfortable or they feel like they'll be judged by their parents.
Yeah, but I just think information is not passed down to people because of lack of
Yeah.
education.
Right.
Yeah.
So like if people understand that, like if people get educated enough for them to understand what it is, why you should wait until you're an appropriate age to start because one, there's always their diseases. Two, you could get pregnant. And so like there are all these things that are not being said because it's quote unquote taboo, but just because it's taboo, it's not as if it should not be addressed.
Yeah.
Right. Also, like you said, a certain age, meaning like there needs to be some emotional maturity besides
Yeah.
just the physical maturity
Right.
that we
Yeah.
get. Because then after it all, like, so like for a kid, they don't really understand all that. And then like with music videos nowadays and whatever, like it just glorifies sex.
Right.
Exactly.
So they already have these urges, and then they're being told in these videos about smashing hoes or doing this and the other. So they're
Yeah.
just
Right.
out here like, okay, this is the right thing. This is the way to do it.
Well, then you have an older guy who comes and starts checking on this like younger girl. She's getting
Right.
all this attention.
Right.
He's out here like spitting game.
Yeah.
And like she doesn't know she's doing it,
special.
you know.
That
And then she falls into this like trap. No, okay, no, I don't know if it's a trap, but like she's trapped into
Yeah.
this
It is
situation,
trapped,
yeah.
and she doesn't know.
she doesn't know any better.
Yeah, and so at the end of the day, she just decides to have sex with somebody. She gets pregnant. She's young. She doesn't know what to do.
She thinks she's in love.
She thinks she's in
Yeah.
love. The guy dips out, and then here
As
we are,
they do.
like with teenage moms left, right, and center.
I think it's definitely important when someone does choose to have sex. I don't necessarily feel like it should be like romantic and like roses everywhere, but I do think that it should be with someone who respects you, who respects your body, who respects your
And you're ready.
boundaries.
You're
and
ready.
When
you're
you're
ready.
ready.
And it's
Yeah.
your turn.
You're
Time,
ready.
your turn.
Yeah, because I think if you just jump into it, there are definitely emotional scars that could come up later in your life that you don't even know about. You know?
Right.
Like with my situation, since I'm an older sibling, I wanted to be there for my younger sibling if she had any questions, whatever. I wanted to be as honest and open as possible, because I'm just like, where is she gonna find out from her friends? Her little friends don't know anything either.
Yeah.
So if she's got questions, might as well ask me, and I'll try and figure it out.
And on that topic of like being able to go back to your family, I don't know why African households have this whole idea of if a woman falls pregnant outside of marriage, it's like you've brought shame onto the family. Like, oh my gosh, you were so mischievous. This is going to reflect badly on our whole family. So now you even feel that pressure of honoring your family name, like it adds to the fact that, oh shit, I don't want to tell my parents that I'm pregnant, you know?
That's true. I also think that there's the other side where African parents will take on the child, will raise the child as their own child, especially if the child is young. Their own child is young, so their grandkid. They can raise, some people I've known of have raised grandkids as if they were their own.
Own, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the child thinks the grandparents are their actually parents.
Yeah.
Do you know? And I have to say kudos to those parents.
The stories that you hear these days about what kids are doing, I hear 12-year-olds being known for giving great blowjobs. I hear like, this is crazy. How as a 12-year-old do you have a reputation for giving great blowjobs? Yeah, and it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
I think as soon as the person has their first period, I think that's a
that's a definite time.
That's a definite time to start talking about.
But that's for girls. For boys, because I feel like boys needed more.
Well, because we need to teach our sons
to
respect the women and the girls in their lives.
True. Exactly.
That's why I think that we always say like the girl should do this, the girl should do that, the girl should do this. I'm like,
teach your son.
It takes two.
Yeah.
It really takes two.
Yeah. And while we're talking about responsibility laid on the girl, I feel like the woman usually is the one who's punished the most.
Yeah.
I mean,
boys are glorified when they bring home a child.
Right.
Like
it's okay.
It's the same thing. It's out of wedlock. You know.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm into Letty, I'm Toto.
Yeah.
It's like
it's actually like, yes, our family name in it.
As a woman, you're used goods.
Yeah.
Basically. Because then the thing they tell you is like, do you think you'll get married now that you have a child? Or because then obviously the ultimate goal in an African household is marriage for kids. Like
ultimate.
Basically, because everything you do until like when you wake up, when you're cleaning, like it's like when you have your household, when you do this, like when you're a wife, when you're like, always girls get that. I don't hear boys being told when you're a husband, this is how it should be done. When you're a husband, like you always have to like, you're basically the protector of the house or whatever. Like they're not told all the time. Maybe they have that talk with their dads. I don't know. I'm not a boy, but I don't hear it as often as how girls get told time and time again.
And that whole thing of when you get pregnant in school and now you have to drop out, that's your whole life taken away from you. There's so many opportunities. I mean, education. We live in a world, luckily, that you don't really have to have an education to get what you want, but you need to know some things. You need to have at least your high school education, you know. And the fact that some girls are being forced to drop out of school because they've fallen pregnant, it's so unfair. And the guy can just live his life like nothing ever happened.
And the thing is with guys, it's like when they're walking around on the street, you don't even know if they've got kids.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like they have that benefit of just living nonchalant and it's cool, but girls, they have it's a weight on them. Constantly. And you're reminded.
Like literally.
Literally. And then even after the fact, like you're reminded, because now everybody knows because of our society.
Sometimes some of the things some of my guy friends say, I need to remind myself, I need to check my guy friends. Because when I was younger, I used to be like, I want to be part of the guys. They'll be making fun. They'll be talking about girls in a certain way. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, she has a big booty, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, hold on. These are my women. Like, these are my sisters. I can't be letting my guy friends talk this way about other women, because that could be another group of guy friends talking about me.
Exactly.
So I think as girls with guy friends, it's also our responsibility. It's not only your brothers or your sons, it's
also your friends.
You need to check yourselves, you know. We're women. If we were maybe born in a smaller town, and you know, pregnancy doesn't only happen by consent. Like it could be from a rape.
That's so true.
So you could be innocently in school walking back home because you can't afford being picked up by somebody, and then you get raped, and now you're pregnant, and now you're being told you can't go back to school. And it doesn't matter. They don't care if you're a top A student. They don't care how well you're doing in school. And for that
circumstance that it happened in.
Yeah, all the
Right.
circumstances that it happened in. And no one is there to support you emotionally.
Can you imagine what that does to that girl? Because at that age, she's a girl.
Exactly.
I actually saw, and this was like an older girl. I was reading this article about, I think it's a girl in Texas. She got raped on a college campus, and her first thing, like, she didn't even wait or whatever to say, like, maybe she went and showered. No, like, got her friend, and actually her friend, I think it was a female friend, she was asking her, like, are you sure you got raped? Like, that's already one thing. Like,
right.
if you already said that you did. So that was one thing. But anyways, they go to the police station. They had this whole drawn out investigation. The guy said it was consensual. They did some more investigating, and it just ended up basically that she lied. It was consensual. The girl couldn't take that shame. Like, she committed suicide because of the shame alone. She didn't get pregnant off of it. It was just the shame alone.
No, it's that violation of your body. And then when you go to authorities to express what's happening,
right,
they tell you you're a liar.
Right,
what you've done is actually not correct. So hey yo, like it's as if women are still. It's true. Women are still second citizens in this world.
It is.
Yeah.
So regardless of where we go, what we have to do, we always have to like appear smarter, act a certain way, because it doesn't matter, because wherever we go, we're gonna hit speed bump again. And it's like somebody says, like, somebody's violated you, that's the first thing you should look out and be like, listen, because like some of us, if a big guy comes, I can't do anything.
Right.
There's nothing I can do to get out of that situation, because if he's more powerful than I am, there's nothing I'm gonna. If anything, I'm gonna fear for my life.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, most victims don't say anything, so the fact that some people stand up and actually try to say something and still get shunned, like, that's hurtful.
I think it should be instated, like, just in government schools, that you have to have life orientation class, that you have to have these sex education classes with counselors who the kids can go and talk to, even if they can't go and talk to their parents.
Yes.
At least you have someone who's open to you at school that you can talk to about sex, and
no
especially
judgment.
in small towns.
And I think it goes across all schools. Need to have that, not just like all schools, because all kids need to be educated about this.
Because I think the thing people are worried about is if I come to you and tell you I'm having these urges, this is what I wish I'd like to do, and then somebody makes you feel bad. Well, these are just your hormones running loose, and because people don't talk about it, you're thinking everyone else is normal. I am the abnormal one.
And imagine how much more confusing that is when maybe you're a guy going through these things, and now you realize you're attracted to other guys, when all your guy friends are attracted to girls, or you're a girl and everyone else is attracted to boys, but you are attracted to girls.
Right.
Like, that just makes it 110 times more confusing. And now we live in a world where still people who have normal sexual feelings, because I honestly don't believe that sexuality is in a box. We have tried to put it in a box. I don't think it's in a box. I feel like you're attracted to who you're attracted to.
I don't know how it is in other countries.
Yeah.
But I know, like, in most African households, this is a big stigma, it's a big taboo.
It really is. Okay, guys.
Ciao.
Have a lovely day.